Welcome, everyone, to episode 10, our anniversary episode of Chop on the Top. And thanks for everyone who stuck with us for the first 10 shows. We hope the next 10 are going to be even better, more views, more subscriptions, and who knows? Who knows what comes up in these
Whatever
next 10
tomfoolery,
weeks?
whatever tomfoolery comes down this road, we will be there for y'all.
Right. We had a great time this week on Friday night at
Something
the,
good.
I'll get to that. But overall, it was a good time. What do you think? Yeah.
Absolutely.
So the first road show tour we made to Durham, North Carolina. We want to thank Tobacco Road Brewery for taking us in. I thought they treated us like we were like
Absolutely.
celebrities, pretty
Absolutely.
much.
Absolutely. No, we really appreciate them letting us film outside. It was a great time. I enjoyed it. The food was fantastic. If you get a chance to go out there, it's right next to the Bulls ballpark. It is fantastic. They are great.
And then if you like shrimp and grits, I'm sure there's better shrimp and grits in the Northeast, but that was pretty good.
I didn't have the shrimp and grits.
Right.
I had the
Well,
burger. But hey, I'll take your word for it.
yeah, it was pretty good.
My bison burger was perfection.
We had a great time, and then we got to the football game.
And then we got to the football
So
game.
we took the walk with a circuit drive,
Yeah,
parked on Circuit Drive,
Circuit Drive walk.
took the walk to the stadium, which is a nice walk through campus, wouldn't you say?
Oh, it's
If
a
you
beautiful
like
campus.
Duke's campus.
Oh, I absolutely do.
Well, there you go. And then we're kind of trying to figure out what to do before we went inside the stadium. So a certain jump, well, he showed me Shasheskyville, which almost threw up. And then he showed me which I knew where Cameron Indoor Stadium was, but he also gave me the sign, showed me the sign that said Cameron Indoor Stadium. I almost peed on it, but I decided to be nice. Well, after all that happened, we had a funny thing happen to us.
Yeah, that was weird. It was the animal. I think it was
The animal shelter.
of Durham. They were giving away like $50 raffle tickets.
They wanted us to spend $50 and not knowing where the thing went on raffle tickets to go to possibly win tickets to the Duke Carolina game. And the man proceeded to tell us that we don't like animals.
Which we know is not true.
And I wish, this man's got 6 pets, so how in the world are you going to say that to him? But it's a good thing we cannot find exactly where he was. I can't remember the name of the animal
It's
shelter.
all good.
And I wish I could, because I told William as soon as that game was over, I was looking for him, and he's gonna get another what for. Probably a good thing he wasn't standing there.
No, we're all good
For
here
all of us
though.
involved.
So, speaking of the game,
Oh yeah, I forgot to talk about the game.
do you want to
I'm gonna talk. I was gonna say
explain yourself?
I was very upset. Seeing it live is a lot worse than seeing it on TV to me, because now you're seeing how bad it really is, and just a lot of things: drop balls, turnovers, offside penalties, just a little bit of everything makes the game bad. Duke did not play that great.
No, no, they really didn't.
Florida State played like trash. Uh, See, I'm trying to think what else to say about the game that I can already say. The defense played wonderful. The special teams played wonderful, but the offense was so bad that it couldn't do nothing all night long.
So apparently Duke's quarterback did statistically worse.
Yeah, defense played great.
Yeah, that was a defensive.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
I just now figured out who that was. He transferred from Texas.
Oh yeah, that guy from Texas. I think I knew that, but
I'm sure Sarkeesian's like, God, I miss him.
Probably not.
Not at all.
Probably not. No, not with the quarterback room they have.
Yeah.
Down in Austin, but we will get to them later.
But anyways, Florida State just is getting ready to get whooped again this Saturday. We'll talk about that in just a few minutes. Now we turn it over to the other game that we had this weekend, and somebody else has a different feeling about their team. Even though they squeaked another one out, it doesn't matter. When you win on Rocky Top, right? It doesn't make much difference.
Yes! Ha ha! We blasted Dixieland alight. The field was covered in orange. It was beautiful. Beating Alabama is just a joy to witness. It is.
We just say it's a beautiful day.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And there were probably some things I can't mention here on the show that took place, both here and at Neyland Stadium.
Okay, that guy getting scary.
There might have been some puffing going on.
better explain yourself on that one.
I had a couple.
Cigar.
I had a fake cigar ready to go.
You
Once
had a fake cigar?
well, when you have six heart defects, you
Oh,
can't.
okay.
Yeah, I mean,
I got it. I'm just asking.
when Milrow threw that interception with about what was it like 80 some seconds
Yeah.
left, I started playing Dixieland Delight on repeat, which, by the way, is a song about Tennessee.
I know, which would make no sense why Alabama gets to sing it.
Because
Why y'all let them do that?
it's by Alabama.
Well, that's true. I knew that, but like, yeah.
I
And
don't know.
Alabama's not from Alabama, right?
I don't. I'm not sure.
No, we have to listen to that.
Beside the point. But no, we beat the Tide in back-to-back home games. It'll be the first time since like in the early 2000s since we've done it, because it was the
Yep.
last time we did it. We even beat them before 22 was 2006. And just, to beat Alabama is just a beautiful thing.
Yep.
Yes, we need to clean things up this bye week. We need to clean things up in the first half. We need to clean up things soon. The first half, I will admit, was a disgrace. But our defense
Right.
kept us in that game.
Y'all try to be. Y'all did the Florida State except for y'all won.
We somehow squeaked it out. Don't know how, but we did it. It was beautiful. But the offense has just got to play better in the first half. It is a 60-minute game, ladies and gentlemen. We've got to play better in the first half.
Right.
If we do not play well in the first half and our defense isn't there, we are in trouble. But I know, Hypo, we will get things corrected. We do have a bye this week. But then we play Saturday night at home against Kentucky. We will cover all that next week. Now,
Why are you looking at me for?
who y'all playing this week?
Oh. Why are you doing that to me? Made me think about that already. Anyway, we play Miami. It's a long ride. We all know this, and it's a great tradition. But they owe us one. I guarantee you they're gonna get us on Saturday night. I ain't gonna say we're definitely not winning the game Saturday night. I don't see how. I mean, maybe you can tell me a way. Maybe they turned the ball over 4 times. But we didn't force any turnovers on Friday night. The defense played great, but did they sack anybody? No. Did they force any turnovers? No. That's
No,
what you're
they
gonna have to do
didn't.
to beat Miami. Because Miami's offense is outstanding. Wouldn't you agree? The defense may be suspect because they've given up a lot of points the last 3 weeks or 4 weeks to whoever
Yeah,
they
I mean,
played.
your defense has got to show up. Your defense has got to show up.
This would be close to a miracle. What do you say?
I think a miracle would be in fitting it nicely.
So I'm not giving you a final score. I'm just telling you Florida State's not going to win.
The spread's 21.
Okay, they're going to cover the spread.
So Miami is going to cover the spread.
Yes, that's what I meant to say. Miami's going to cover the spread.
Miami has been, for being an undefeated top 10 team, has definitely been shaky at times.
You can tell you what the difference is between the other 3 teams and this team they're going to play Saturday. This
What?
team does not have a quarterback. Louisville has a quarterback. Virginia Tech has a pretty decent quarterback. And who else did they beat?
Cal.
Cal. He's better than, well, we beat Cal, so I don't know how to explain about that. But Virginia Tech and Louisville both have a quarterback.
I mean, they took Virginia Tech, lost on a controversial play. They only beat Cal by 1. And then the Louisville game was back and forth.
Yeah.
I'm going to be nice. I'm going to be nice.
Please be nice, William.
I'm calling it a push. Miami by 21.
Okay. Well, that'll be, I mean, I'll take it.
I just don't see a way y'all can win this game. I would give you more of a chance if it was in Tallahassee. But since you have to take the long drive down to Miami Gardens, I'm just going to say you're in trouble.
We're done.
Yeah.
I ain't giving you a final score. I'm just saying it's going to be bad.
I'm trying to be as nice as possible to
I
this
appreciate
man.
that.
I really am. I'm trying to find the positives without saying
Can we please
you're
move to the
done.
next thing?
Yes,
Very
moving
briefly.
on, moving on.
To the number one game day, Georgia and Texas. What do you think about that game, William?
Oh boy, that was controversial.
Yeah, I didn't like the fact that they waited till after the people threw stuff on the field to change the call. What that does is say to every team, every fan base, that they might can reverse the call if they throw stuff on the field.
So I wasn't obviously I was paying, celebrating my.
Yeah, you weren't even paying no attention.
What exactly happened to cause the fans to throw stuff?
Oh, it was a bad call.
So
Because the
what?
offense,
What was
I'm
the?
trying to think which way the thing went. I think they called it holding on Georgia, where Texas guy went into Georgia like that, and then he made the first contact with the defensive player, and they called it holding on Georgia. Which, if the guy makes the first contact, it can't be holding, because he already engaged the defender, and that's what got him going.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, because I was confused as all get out.
I was thoroughly impressed with Georgia. They looked like a
Boy,
much better team.
this was definitely Texas's welcome to the SEC game.
Yes,
They're
I
kind
agree.
of what we did to Oklahoma.
Right. Speaking of
You know,
Oklahoma,
boy, they were.
anyway,
No, okay, realistic question on Oklahoma. How much longer is Venables there?
not long. This is it. Last
Unless
year.
unless a Christmas miracle occurs, kind of like what y'all need, the same kind of miracle y'all need on Saturday.
Yeah, but Norval's not on the hot seat in my opinion.
No, I don't think he is
He's
either.
earned the right to stay longer, stay around.
At least another year.
Yeah. They
Indiana staying hot.
Indiana's 7-0. That's
And they
crazy.
just demolished. Did we say that game was actually going to be kind of close?
56-7.
Oh,
What's the name of the court? Let's look at see what the name of the quarterback is. We don't even know the court. I don't really know his name.
no, the quarterback got hurt. Remember?
For Indiana, and they still beat them 40.
Yeah, Rourke.
They beat them 56-7 with their backup quarterback. That's not good.
Yeah, with the thumb injury.
Yeah. Matt Rule will get into Nebraska where they want to be. It's just going to take another couple years.
Yeah, I think this Indiana team just came out of nowhere and just.
Yeah. I mean, who? No one. Did you see this coming?
No.
I said Rutgers might have a chance because they got a great coach.
And Rutgers did for a little bit.
For a little bit, they're done. And then
Another.
our other two favorite teams, Navy and Army, are still undefeated. Navy's got a big one this Saturday, and we will get to that in just a few minutes.
But boy, the one in the Big Ten.
Michigan is done.
Michigan, your goose is cooked. You guys are done. You can't go into Champaign like that
They scored 7 points.
and score 7.
Yeah, like
that is unrealistic.
And then Illinois is about ready to find out what they're made of Saturday. We'll get to that in a minute.
Yep. USC, Southern California.
Lost to Maryland.
Boy, they are just beach Purdue at this point.
Yeah, well, it's also you're going across country. I still say that's going to be the most telling thing of anything that happens most times. Anytime you go across country, even if you're a great team, you're going to struggle some just because your team has not done. The kids don't do that out very often.
And those flights aren't easy.
No.
Going from L.A. to D.C. that was. But LSU did something we couldn't do.
Right. And
They
we hit
won
both
at Arkansas. They won at Arkansas.
Did you say LSU was going to win, or did I? I said Arkansas. I know I said Arkansas.
At LSU.
Okay.
I love my family too much.
So Nussmeier looked all right. And then once again, but just like every other week in the SEC, you beat one good team, you go on to another even better team this Saturday. We'll talk about that in a few minutes for LSU.
Oh yeah, no, they'll have a fight on their hands.
BYU stays alive, undefeated, even though it looked rough at one point.
Oh yeah.
And they squeaked it out by the scare of the chinny chin chin, 38-35 over the Cowboys of Oklahoma State. Oklahoma State is in a free fall.
Yeah, they're in free fall, and we hyped them up so big too.
Then what about SMU? SMU's still alive in the ACC, and then guess where they go? Guess where they go Saturday night?
Dude.
Yeah, we'll talk about that in a few minutes. Kansas State beat West Virginia to stay alive in the Big 12.
That's a big one. That game was not close like I thought it'd be.
Another shootout game in Ames where Iowa State stays undefeated and top 10 team.
Oh yep. Let's see. Notre Dame took care of Georgia
Yeah.
Tech. I thought that was going to be an upset. I got that incorrect.
All right.
Uh,
I thought Notre Dame's gotten pretty good lately, but we're gonna get to that in a few minutes.
Clemson absolutely destroyed Virginia.
Clemson's looking really good, but they're gonna have to meet. They'll have to meet up with somebody pretty soon, and maybe in Charlotte. It may not happen
Or
until Charlotte.
our new or the Ducks took care
Quack
of the
quack.
quacked all over West Lafayette.
Yep. Cincinnati. Cincinnati is a sneaky team still in the Big 12. Are they? Are they? We're going to break down some of the standings here in a few minutes. But are they one loss in the Big 12, or they got two losses in the Big 12? They're still alive,
They're
3 and
3-1.
1. So they got a game coming up Saturday. We'll get to that in a minute. Then we have a shocker to me: South Carolina and Oklahoma, 35-9.
Did not see that coming.
That's what happens when you don't. Once again, that's what happens when you don't recruit a quarterback. Oklahoma is trying to go to the best conference in college football without a quarterback, and you see the repercussions of it. Venerable is done after this year.
I think so. Yeah, he is. That was. I heard the defense for South Carolina was. Yeah,
Well, they,
They had South Carolina had two defensive touchdowns in the
yeah.
first quarter.
I mean, South Carolina's a good team. They're just not there with all y'all, with Tennessee, Alabama, Georgia, all them teams. We also have another game to talk about a little bit. It's had NC State went across. See, that's another thing. NC State went across the country and beat Cal. That's kind of impressive for Wolfpack Nation.
Yeah, big win for them. Big win for them. Get them off the snide.
And in the ACC, Colorado. Shadur Sanders is very confident as he beats Arizona 34-7.
That was a big win. They did
Colorado
that.
stays alive by the skin of the chin.
Baylor and Texas Tech had a
Yeah,
shootout.
Baylor to Texas Tech, you undefeated. Not some more, not so much, my friend.
Nope.
So Texas Tech still got one loss, but I don't. They're not one of them teams where you say they're going to be win the Big 12. They
No.
may be on top of the standings, but with that loss like that, shows you they're not a real team.
Yeah, no, not in the slightest.
TCU beat Utah.
Utah
I
is
got that wrong. Utah was not winning the Big 12.
no Utah is out of the Big 12 altogether. Not out of the conference, but out of the conference.
And St. Howard, I mean, I got done with most of the game. Let's go across the standings real quick in the top 4 or 5 conferences. As
We'll just
it's
go
halfway through the regular season, what's your first take out of the ACC? Mine is that Clemson and Miami probably are locked and loaded for Charlotte.
their pads are getting packed for Charlotte.
Are we guaranteeing both of them in Charlotte?
I think one of them will be at least one. Uh,
Any tough games coming up for the Clemson Tigers? Yeah, but
no,
Louisville was going to give them a run for their
They
money,
got to go to Pitt.
and they got to go to Pitt. That's the game that's going to separate them from the Charlotte, not Charlotte.
And yeah, no, neither one of them play SMU down the stretch. It's just interesting.
Okay, well, SMU Duke game Saturday is going to be big because that's going to decide who pushes forward there, and then Duke got to play Miami. That's going to be interesting.
Oh yeah,
Duke wins that game, that'll make Miami Duke game huge.
Oh yeah, that'll be an ACC playing game.
Another sneaky team. I don't think they play anybody till they play Miami the last week of the regular season. Is the Syracuse Orangemen.
Orange.
So screw it. We're not politically correct sometimes on this show. There's no need to be.
Let's see. Yeah, they play Virginia Tech at Boston College. Then they got to go to Cal, which is not easy.
It'd be interesting road trip.
And then they have a semi-quick road trip over to or home game against Connecticut, and then they play down.
But isn't that something? Syracuse got a quarterback, and Florida State couldn't sign a quarterback to get the season started. But anyway,
and where
has Virginia Tech still got one loss? Did I see that?
Yes.
These are still alive. If you got one loss, you're still alive in the conference championship race.
Yeah, but look who they have left.
Woo! All right, move on to real quick to the.
And if it wasn't for that controversial call, they'd be undefeated in the conference.
Right, we already went over the Big 12 a little bit. Let's go to the Big 10. Let's move to the big conferences, the two big ones. Look at Indiana is number one. in the Big
It's a
Ten.
3-horse race.
Yeah, but let's just give a little bit of plug. That may never happen again the rest of our lives.
Let's see who they have.
They got Ohio State in 2 weeks, I think.
Oh.
They got game day coming up Saturday. They got Michigan and Ohio State. They've got a long road ahead of them.
I think they will have at least one loss by Saturday.
Yeah. They can still sneak in to Indianapolis with them.
Yes. They will lose to Ohio State. They will lose in Columbus.
Okay.
They might squeak by at home against Michigan. We will see.
Right. So then you got Oregon, Penn State, undefeated. Illinois got a big one this Saturday. We're going to talk about that. That's the first thing. And Oregon plays Michigan. Michigan has had a gauntlet of a schedule.
Yep. And
Nebraska's done. Michigan's done. I guess the line probably starts with Ohio State. That's where it stops. 5-team race in the Big Ten.
Bucky Badger.
They got one loss?
They got one loss.
Okay. So that's what I said. 5-team race.
Yeah, they lost to USC somehow.
6-team race. Wisconsin, yeah. I didn't see that.
So we're including all the one-loss teams in the conference.
Absolutely.
And then the SEC.
The SEC. That's a knockdown, drag out. Texas A&M, LSU, Georgia, Tennessee, Missouri, Texas, Vanderbilt, and I'm still going to keep Alabama in there. Maybe. This was fun of it.
The fun of it. Yes, for the fun of it.
And then on Saturday night, let's go ahead and talk about coming up next Saturday night. We'll start going and talk about that. We were going to break down standings. There's probably only 2 important teams left to talk about, basically in the mid majors, outside of Navy and Army, and Boise State, UNLV Saturday night. That's going to be probably decide that conference. And do they have a conference? Everybody has a conference championship game, right? So it may not decide the conference. Maybe decide who gets home field advantage because they don't have a real neutral site game.
Yes.
In the Mountain West Conference title. So let's go ahead and start that since we start that with our first game tonight, since we are talking about it. Boise State, UNLV. I think the running game of Boise State. What's his name?
Gentry or whatever it is.
Your favorite running back in the world
Everybody's favorite running back in the world.
Heisman Trophy candidate. This is where you decide if he can even be a Heisman Trophy candidate. This is his maybe his last chance.
Probably his last chance.
To show off against the big team.
Gentry.
Because of that, and his ability to run the football and keep the clock moving, I'm saying Boise State wins 28-21.
You said 28-21?
Yes.
I'm going 31-24.
Okay, a little higher scoring game. That's cool.
But I think in Vegas, you got to double down in Vegas.
Right. And as we look at our top games of the week, there's really not a step out game that's like massive, but we've got a lot of really good battles coming up this Friday and Saturday night. The first one I'm going to talk about is one of our favorite teams again, Notre Dame and Navy. I think Notre Dame. Where is that game actually being played? It's being played in
New Jersey.
So it's Giants Stadium.
MetLife, yeah. MetLife.
Right.
MetLife. Let's see.
It's not being played on Navy's campus. We know this.
No.
Right. I wish it was. Like the old days.
Oh, yeah, that's dangerous. I'll play that for someday.
Why not? Why not play it? If I were Navy, I wouldn't let them be. I'd let them go, make them go where I want them to go. Anyway, this is my first upset pick because I have to go with what I've said all along. I want Navy undefeated when they play Army in the title game. So I'm thinking Navy to beat Notre Dame, knock Notre Dame out of the playoff spot. Probably done. 3 losses, right?
Yep.
Okay. I got Navy winning in their type of game, 17-14.
No.
That was quick.
No.
How many times you gonna say no?
The spread is.
And you haven't said exciting all day. You said exciting 16 times on Friday in a 20-minute show, and haven't said exciting one time today. I'm upset with this.
It's definitely gonna be an exciting game.
There's one.
Yay! There's one. No, this will definitely be an exciting game. I'm excited to see both these teams.
You're gonna say it every time now. Man,
I'm saying it in every sentence now because you brought it up.
Right.
In all seriousness, the line is 12.5 for Notre Dame. I don't think Army does, or Navy does it. I think the Irish get it done, but the Irish don't cover.
Okay.
I think that's a fair pick. But I do see a scenario where Navy wins this game.
Our buddies, their rivals, Army does not play Saturday, so they'll stay undefeated for one more Saturday
Yes.
and knock another weekend off their list. Then we've got
Game day.
game day, which is dumb, honestly.
Washington, Indiana. No, when they announced it, I texted my friend. I said, well, this is definitely a choice.
If you look at it, they've already been to Oregon. They're not going back to Oregon. So I think and they've already been to Texas A&M. I'd have gone to Navy and Notre Dame. That'd been a fun matchup.
That would have been good. I really thought they were.
I think they like to go on campus.
Yeah, I think they do. They want to go on campus. I thought they were going to go to Tuscaloosa. I think if Alabama had beaten us, they would have gone to Tuscaloosa.
For Missouri?
Missouri, Alabama.
Possibly. Have they been to Alabama this year? Yeah, they went for Georgia, Alabama.
Oh,
they already been there. They're going to try to mix it up. Unless it's obvious.
Well,
they're cutting obvious.
They went to Knoxville twice.
Yeah, makes sense.
They went to Florida and Alabama.
Right.
And let me tell you, those were both parties.
All right, so I think Indiana stays alive, 8-0.
Oh, I think Indiana. Yeah, Indiana's.
It's not going to be a blowout.
6.5. I want to say somewhere around that 7 to 10 range.
Right.
Washington's having a down year. Washington is not a good team this year, or not as good.
Yeah, they're not doing what they last year.
Not even close.
So I got Indiana winning. You can't. 35-21.
You said 35-21.
Yes.
21-14. Or
you got a low scoring game.
No, 24-14.
They just scored 56 points. Give the match some respect. Give the team some respect. You know what we got to find out?
34-24.
We'll come back with this later. We got to find out if their quarterback is actually playing Saturday.
Yes, we got to figure that out.
Because if he's done, it may be tough. But okay, let's say this. Since the quarterback's not sure if they're going to play, we're going to say 28-21 Indiana.
Deal.
I still think Indiana's going to win.
That sounds about right. Next game is up in Eugene.
This is a big game. Massive game to me.
Illinois, Oregon.
Your boy Osmeyer with a chance to really put itself maybe in the Heisman race Saturday night.
Maybe. I think that's a bit of a stretch.
Let's look at the stats real quick.
Let's see.
Oh, Osmeyer Wiener.
Lord have mercy. It is Altmaier.
Osmeyer Wiener. Altmaier Wiener.
East.
Calm yourself down.
66% pass percentage for 1,500 yards, 15 touchdowns.
I'd say that's pretty good stuff. 15-1 touchdown interception ratio. If you go to Eugene and win.
Oh, I think he definitely will be in the Heisman race if they win this game. I don't think they will.
You know your quarterbacks. You called this from the get-go, the jump street.
I think he'll have.
Do you know him somehow?
Probably ran into him on
okay. Well, there you go.
Never recognized it.
Right.
I go there, 2-3 times a year.
Saying all that, Oregon wins 35-28. You're not going to Eugene. It's tough to go to Eugene and win. That's one of the toughest places to play in college football.
Yeah.
I don't think Illinois is ready for what they're about to witness. Go ahead.
I don't disagree. I think 21.5 is disrespectful.
21.5? Have they not watched Illinois play this year? It's going to be a good game.
I think that is disrespectful. I think anything about 10. Anything above 10 with Illinois, especially if they play on defense.
Yeah, they play good ball.
That is disrespectful. The sports books know better. I'm still going with Oregon.
Do you think Oregon defense is that good? And they're pretty good.
No, I think it'll be under 21.
All right.
I'm going 31-21.
I like it. About that same score with me. Then you go down to College Station, Texas, for another big matchup in the SEC. And I think this is where my what's the coach's name for Texas A&M? Elko. My favorite coach in the college football, Mike Norvell this year. I think because of his defensive mind, this is going to be a hard game for Nussmeier to play.
This is a toss-up. I see this going either way. The spread's
Oh, it
minus two.
definitely can,
The spread's 2.5,
which is a very good spread.
which is a very respectable
Oh, yeah.
spread. It's an excellent.
It's SEC. You know it's going to be
Oh,
close.
it's gonna be exciting too.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, I know. I didn't do it in a couple games. That really
Having
don't.
tough with this one. This is
I'm
tough.
having a tough one
Did
here.
your mom go to LSU?
Both my parents did. My dad actually graduated from
Remember this.
LSU.
Remember, you get Christmas coming up.
I know, and I got Thanksgiving to deal with. Thanks a lot.
You don't say you might whatever you say here might hurt you in the long run.
I might be in trouble at home. I think the Tigers squeak it out.
Okay.
28-24.
I'm going A&M 17-14 at home. I like the defense of Elko.
You don't have to go home to LSU.
I do not.
People.
I do not.
That is why you're from more free.
I got to go on the Wingate people.
Your parents went to Wingate?
One of them did. All right, we got the rivalry. I don't know why he put this up here, but I guess he just wants to bring it into our
I should
memory bank.
see if he was paying attention quite
Michigan State and Michigan,
with a
neither
Paul
team.
Bunyan trophy.
Yeah, well, there you go. Paul Bunyan Trophy. I think it's going to be a tie. 0-0.
There's no ties in college football.
Well, I know that, but it'll be this time. People get tired of it. You know what's going to be? They're going to go 0-0 the whole game, and the referee will say, screw it, we're tied. Go ahead.
Oh, that's a fair suspect. Is this your drop kick game of the week?
No, they don't score. Nobody's going to score. Both these teams are garbage. Like Florida State, they're garbage.
They're both 4-3. They've
That's
got
true.
4 wins. They're not going that much garbage.
No, I'm saying scores. Let's say something fun. 0-0. The referees call the game.
3-2.
Woo!
8-6.
8. Well, that's not a bad. Yeah, I guess one of them went for 2 and didn't make it, and that's how they win.
In overtime.
I guess I go Michigan there at home.
Michigan at home. I think they'll get it together. I think they'll get it together. Realistically, give me 17-14.
Yeah.
Michigan.
Then we got a pretty big game. Wisconsin's sneaking in there. They're trying to stay alive in the Big Ten race. But Penn State's got a tough road game Saturday night. Is that Saturday night?
Yeah, it's Saturday night in Madison, in Camp Randall. They will be doing the jump around.
They will be doing the jumper. They don't. And then what I'm noticing when they played Alabama, they don't care what the score is. They're going to do the jump around, which I don't really agree with. But
do you see the upset?
That's tough because Penn State's had some tough road games now. They've gone to USC and squeaked one out. Let's see if they have any more Penn State road games.
I got it.
You got it.
We got it. And then go to SC and West Virginia.
Well, maybe not that many tough road games. So, but on this situation, they had the weapon this year to go on the road and win.
And it's a different Penn State team.
Yes. I don't think Wisconsin is quite to their level. Even though it's a home game and it's probably going to be chilly, which I don't have no problem. Big Penn State, Wisconsin, it's always chilly this time of year. So weather has nothing to do with it. I'm saying Penn State goes on the road and takes care of business, stays in the running for the Big Ten title and the number 1 seed in the Big Ten championship game, whatever that means. And I'm saying Penn State 28-24.
Wisconsin loses in overtime. I think the Badgers keep it close.
Yep.
They'll either lose late or lose in overtime. I'm going 28-24 in overtime.
Gave you a Los Angeles Kings cup.
I grabbed the first clean cup I could find.
That's what she said. Missouri and Alabama. This is where we still talk about the difference. And Nick Saban and what's this guy's name? DeBoer.
You love you, Galen.
Right. And the situation's gone by. First of all, they would not have lost to Tennessee in this situation because the team that beat Alabama 2 years ago was a lot more high-powered team. Would you agree with that?
With Hendon Hooker, absolutely.
Yeah.
But I think you got to look at the inexperience of Iamaleava.
Go ahead.
So Iamaleava's a redshirt freshman.
Oh, definitely.
Hooker was like a 4th or 5th year senior, redshirt senior. The experience mattered. That was a good Alabama. That was also, and one thing I forgot to mention earlier on the show, that was a very undisciplined Alabama team.
You think?
Probably the most undisciplined Alabama team we've ever played against.
Well, before Nick Saban.
Maybe
Yeah, in the last 15 years.
in the recent memory.
Right. And I was going to say that when you were going on your uh, recap of the game that he's still a freshman. You cannot put that aside. Freshmen will make mistakes. Freshmen,
like his throw, his interception where he should have just thrown it to the band.
well, he made some big throws, but he also made some mistakes, which is might come to haunt you later. But for now, it didn't. But anyway, back to Alabama. Uh, like the guy coming on the field and falling down. That is the weakness. They've already forgotten who they are. In just 7 games, Alabama's already forgotten who they are. So that's why I'm saying Saturday, is it Saturday night? No, Saturday afternoon in Tuscaloosa, Alabama is eliminated from playoff contention and Atlanta in the same fell swoop. Missouri goes to Tuscaloosa and beats Alabama 35-31. Milroe is a great quarterback, but you cannot overcome not stupidity, just the different culture already in place. Nick Saban said a couple guys left. I do agree in the transfer portal that he lost some players, but it still does not mean you forget the past. Just a year ago, would you ever imagine a player pushing a player on the field and falling down? Either way, would you ever imagine an Alabama team having to go to that kind of scenario just to get a timeout?
No.
That's embarrassing.
I thought it was excellent.
I know you did. But here's my thing: 2 years,
It was exciting.
2 to 3 years from now, Alabama will beat Florida State. Not as bad, not 1-6, but they will be struggling.
Oh,
They're a little fired up.
I think Alabama rebounds slightly.
Yeah,
I will say one thing about Milroe. He's just hard to bring down. I mean, how many times
yeah,
did
he
he
is.
get out of sacks? Did you end up watching that game or
Not that closely.
Okay, not as closely, obviously, as I was.
Right.
Um, Spread's 13.5. I think if Alabama is to win, they will not cover that spread.
I'll tell you what, this will be the drop kick game of the week.
I think so too.
35-31, 35-34, Missouri on the road.
I agree.
And then we got a pretty big ACC matchup. Another one of the matchups that could get one team still alive just in case Clemson and Miami lose, and one team will be done. Pittsburgh and Syracuse. I have not. I'll be honest with you. I have not seen Pittsburgh play 1 minute of football this year. Have you?
No, but I've seen Syracuse.
Yes, McCoy. I mean, there's a reason why he went there, and they wanted him bad. And now this is why. This Saturday night or whatever time this game play,
So
7-5 Thursday night football. It'd be a night game. This is why they brought him to Syracuse and went out and tried to beg him to come. And he left Ohio State for some reason to go to Syracuse. This is one of the first reasons why I think Syracuse goes on the road, knocks off Pittsburgh.
No,
Yeah.
not so fast. I think Pittsburgh gets it done at home. I think if this game was in Syracuse,
Okay.
I would give them a chance. I'd give them a chance, but not in Pittsburgh.
Not so fast, my friend, right?
Not so fast.
All right.
I think this will be 28-23.
Okay. I think with McCoy at quarterback, 35-28. I just haven't seen Pittsburgh play. That's my fault.
I've seen Pittsburgh play, and they've looked shaky, but they've gotten it done.
And then some other games this weekend. We have another big game in the ACC. SMU travels to Durham, North Carolina. Again, another big game for Duke. And can Duke do it did take you long to say that either. Duke gets it done. But once again, this is my not so fast, my friend. I've seen both of them play, and SMU definitely looks like a better team than Duke overall.
I think they are, but I think Duke will clean up the mess, and we've seen what happens to Wallace Wade.
What mess are they cleaning up?
The quarterback play.
Okay. You think Malik's going to turn it around just like that?
Absolutely.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, SMU, when they played us, they were way more disciplined than Florida State by far. And they're a sneaky team overall in the SEC. If they ever try to get really, really serious about winning, with all that old money they got down there, they could really do something in the
Legally,
HFC.
legally.
Right.
I'm
Well, it's
sorry.
all legal now because of the NIL.
Sorry, I had to throw that in there.
Yeah.
Never not funny.
I know. Were you alive when that happened? No.
No, I was not.
And the hard for you to believe is I wasn't either. Then some of the Big 12 matchups.
206.
206. The biggest matchup in the Big 12 this weekend is Colorado and Cincinnati. The winner moves on to try to sneak back into Dallas, and the loser is probably done.
I think Colorado survives.
Yeah, I think Colorado's team has come together slightly. I think they're very overconfident. I mean, they're 5-2.
They've been overconfident the whole time.
Yeah,
It's been there. That's Dion's shtick.
right, and they're at home, so I believe that's going to help out tremendously. So I'm going to go Colorado. The spread's only 5.
Four and a
That's
half.
well, I'm going 5. I'll give it a 5. I don't like the halves. Do you? Whatever. I'm saying Colorado wins in a very high scoring game, 42-39.
I gotta agree with that. I have no arguments there. Maybe 42-38.
In the Big Ten, let's see if there's any more big matchup besides the one we already mentioned.
Besides two we already mentioned, not really. Ohio State's gonna take care of Nebraska. I see no upsets.
All right.
There is one undefeated team that we have not talked about.
Okay.
Liberty.
Oh man, we got to talk about Liberty.
But
I think they're going to be all right this week. Why they took the Liberty and Kennesaw State's only 24?
Because hooty hoo, let's go Owls.
Are you picking Owls?
No.
Not a chance.
Sorry.
No chance, my friend.
Sorry to my brother. It's his alma mater. You ain't getting it done.
You know what? You didn't put that on the board, and then we almost forgot to talk about it. There's a little game Saturday afternoon in Vandy. Texas has got a rebound in a tough place to play. I've never said that in the sentence before. A tough place to play in Nashville, Tennessee, Texas, and Vandy. Do you think the Texas can rise up Saturday night or afternoon? Or do you think Vandy's going to be still in the running and knock Texas out of the playoffs, knock Texas out of the Atlanta contention? No? Is that saying Texas?
Welcome Horns.
You just don't like Vandy.
Wonder why.
I'll tell you that right now.
I don't like our little brother, no.
As much as I want to say it, is it Bob that comes on here to comment sometimes?
I think so.
As much as I want to say Vandy wins, I'm saying Texas wins barely on the road. Vandy's going to give them everything they can handle, but Texas is going to rebound Saturday afternoon and win.
I can also see this game being a complete blowout.
In which way?
Texas blowout.
No.
I said I could. I said I could.
Vandy's playing some
I
ball.
don't think it will, but I think it could. It's a feeling.
All right. That's the crux subject for the weekend. I think we touched all the big games and important games. Now let's move on to a little bit of. You want to go top five? Okay, that's right. All right, my fault. All right, go ahead. You go first.
I will go first. My number one team, no doubt about it, Oregon.
Well, maybe not no doubt.
Okay, maybe some doubt. Ever so slightly. Maybe not. But it will be the Oregon Ducks.
The quack quack.
The quack attack is on in Eugene. They have been the best team so far as of up to this week. So we do it on a week by week basis. And they demolished Purdue on the road. So they are my number one team. Number two, I got Penn State. Maybe this Penn State team is different. I think part of the reason Penn State's playing so good is they're playing more relaxed.
Okay.
In the recent years, they were always left out of the 14 playoff.
Right.
Because they were always, and especially during the Big Ten divisions.
Right, that's true.
Because they would always have to play third fiddle to either Ohio State or Michigan.
That's true. I agree with you.
So they never had a shot. So they always were minding their P's and Q's. But this year, they're taking care of business. They're handling things. They're my number two team in the country. Number three, you ain't gonna like it.
Yeah. They've earned it.
The U.
Okay.
Drop the
Drop your
U.
pen, so you're so excited you drop the U. You're so excited you drop the U. Should I say that? Drop your pen. Sorry.
Drop the U, baby.
I wish we could drop the U in the toilet somewhere.
They're
gonna drop us in the toilet Saturday night.
Oh, they will absolutely will. No, but no, they've definitely another team that's proved it. Defense been shaky at times. They've been playing great ball. Number 4, Georgia. What more can I say? They demolished Texas. So they took care of business in Austin. Number 5, the Ohio State. I think the only reason I don't have Ohio State higher is their one loss is at Oregon, but they really haven't played anybody up to that point.
All right.
So we'll see what happens this week when they're at home against Nebraska, and then going forward. What about you, my good sir? What is your top 5?
My top 5 starts with the same one he started off with, the Oregon Ducks. They've done the most of the rest of the teams, I believe. They're undefeated. That's the main thing, and they're undefeated. And I believe they got the number one team in the country. And we both agree on number 2, Penn State, as they are still undefeated. They tested themselves with road games, and they're going to have another road game test Saturday night. So we'll see what they can stay undefeated and stay in the top 5, or they drop out completely. Then we have the Georgia Bulldogs with the most impressive win probably of the weekend. Even though you did pretty good, Georgia's more impressive because they went on the road to Austin.
I'm not going to disagree with that.
Yeah, and really dominated the game the whole entire night. Because Texas was looking suspect all night. Then we have the Iowa State Cyclones. I'm always going to put them up there until they lose. Because I just like saying it. Why not? Are they really going to be a test in the playoffs? Probably not. They're not really that explosive. They end up making the playoffs, so probably out in the first round. But why not? Put them top 4. They're undefeated. And then the Miami Hurricanes. I'll give them credit because I can't put Ohio State there. They haven't played nobody yet. They're trying to get back in the top 5, and they're close. And I'm going Miami Hurricanes, and I'm sure they'll stay there after Saturday night unless some kind of miracle happens. Unless I send a bomb to their locker room. I mean, go ahead and that out. Don't send a bomb to the locker room, Miami locker room.
Stop. I may not be able to post this now.
Oh, come on. It's a joke, William. I'm going to post somebody.
Let's see. Now let's get to the NFL.
He doesn't. Come on, dog.
Let's go to the NFL. 2 games tonight in the NFL. The
Ravens. I don't care about the other one.
Ravens. Okay. Don't care about it. I think the Bucks can get it done at home.
Right. That's a good game. I think the Ravens have Henry. That's my word for that game. Henry.
Oh yeah, that's a monstrous backfield. Let's see. Jaguars got it done in London. Great. Titans lose to the Bills.
So the Jaguars beat London.
Colts beat the Dolphins.
You gotta talk about it. No, don't do that. Don't do it. Don't do it.
They beat my Patriots on a 6-game losing streak.
Who's your quarterback?
Drake May. The one good thing we have going.
Yeah. You say Detroit? Detroit beat Minnesota.
That was a fun game to watch.
Absolutely.
I watched that one.
Detroit can play. So can Minnesota. I think Minnesota losing J.D. McCarthy is going to cost them in the long run.
He's not the quarterback.
Right. That's what I'm saying. They lost J.D. McCarthy. It's going to cost them in the long run.
Oh, you're saying the lack of J.D.
Right. And then we have the Packers on a game-winning field goal.
That took care of business.
Yeah.
Boy, I got Seattle wrong. I thought Atlanta was going to do it.
You know who played real well this Sunday?
Who?
The Carolina Panthers. I mean, sorry, maybe not.
Oh.
Washington Commanders trashed them 40-7.
The other team that looked really good was the Steelers.
Yeah, I mean, not really good. Aaron Rodgers threw an interception that changed the momentum of that whole game.
But true. And the Cowboys did lose this past week to the bye week. And so did the Bears. Glad to see
Let's see
that.
who they play this week. Who the Cowboys play this week? It's always fun.
Niners.
Oh, they're going to get beat again. They can't beat the Niners.
Injured Niners 6 weeks from Sunday.
What do you say?
The Niners are injured 6 weeks from Sunday.
Okay, I'm still going with the Niners.
I think it'll be the Niners, but they won't cover the spread.
No, it will not. Carolina's going to go to Denver and get beat by 40.
Patriots are going to lose to the Jets again.
Hey, don't say that because the Jets kind of look kind of wishy washy too.
No buys this week.
Really,
Yeah, Green Bay goes to Jacksonville.
they'll beat down. They're actually playing at home again. That's
Yeah,
not. That's not in London.
in J Vegas, it seems like. Jayville, yeah, it's in
Okay.
Jacksonville. At the Everbank.
Okay.
At the ever losing, forever losing bank.
I don't really see too many massive matchups for this Sunday, which is still pretty. And it's still ended up being pretty good. All right, let's talk about something me and you both enjoy,
And
real
how we
quick.
met.
What'd you say?
And how we met.
How we met. The Carolina Cobras schedule was introduced this week, and they're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 games. Is that real?
You're the one with the schedule.
But that's hard to believe. The final game is going to be May 30th. When we first started watching, they first got in town. That was like
The
what?
start of the season.
The end of the season was in August.
Yep.
I thought they added teams.
Guess not.
Well, they got a team in Shreveport.
The Robos.
I'm gonna call it. This is desperation time. And
I'm looking at the schedule too. Yeah.
where in the world is Belmont? Where's that from? What city?
Belmont?
Beaumont. Is that how you spell that? Say that?
Oh, Beaumont. I think it's got to be in Texas.
Oh. So we got the Columbia. Columbus back.
Columbus is back.
That was a big rivalry. I remember when they come in there, we didn't like them. We don't like them, do we?
No, 66 day. Never forget.
The championship.
Yes.
And it always seems like, even though it seems like there's a change in the schedule, we always in our minds say that's going to be a run through. Carolina's going to win the title, but it always seems to be one team out there that steps up and plays real good.
I think it'll be the Wheeling Nailers.
Why do you say that?
Contreras.
Okay, you know who that is. Okay.
Contreras. Oh, yeah.
We just wanted to bring that up tonight, and later on we will probably talk more about that as we get closer to the season.
Absolutely.
All right, on to the World Series. Not something I'm too excited about. Are you excited about the World Series?
No, no.
Well, it's
like
the worst of two evils for me. The Dodgers and the Yankees. For me, the Yankees are the worst of two evils because I hate the Dodgers. Go ahead.
I'm the complete opposite. Give me the Dodgers.
So we're going to go Yankees here, Dodgers here. This is worth it too.
I think it'll be a fun World Series.
Oh, definitely. That's what Fox wanted. A World Series like that.
Oh yeah, it's two best. They are the two best teams in baseball.
Well, it's some people's teams didn't get hurt over the course of the season.
Well, yeah, obviously, I think injuries. Obviously, every team could say that too.
Well, not really.
I mean, some except for the White Sox.
White Sox just in their own little world.
Did
Did they not break the record for all-time
Oh, they
losses?
did. They did.
They did.
I was hoping they get 150. That'd be hilarious.
Would you like to talk about the NBA?
NBA's back. Celtics
Tomorrow
go
night.
for a repeat. They open up against the Knicks. Can't wait to see that. I think that'll be fun. Um, Knicks are gonna be good. They are reloaded. They're in an all-in run, but we all know the Knicks. And speaking of basketball, we also want to give a big shout out to the WNBA champion New York Liberty. Won the title last night.
Congratulations to the Liberty. Sabrina Nescu is one of my favorite players outside of Caitlin Clark because she had a lot.
Yes, sir.
She had a lot to do with Kobe Bryant. I think they were pretty good buddies.
They were. They were.
And
buddies,
I think what's Kobe's daughter? That's terrible. I can't remember.
Jenny or no, Gianna.
Gianna. Either way, we'll get that later. I don't think that's right either. But Gigi, is it Gigi?
Gigi, yes.
Okay, either way. But anyway, she would have been a great NBA player if she stayed alive. And I always have a small part of my heart for Sabrina Nescu.
Yes.
And as I like to tell him, I have PTLD, post traumatic LeBron syndrome. How's that? How you say that?
I think so.
Yeah. And I'm retired from the NBA, so I will not be talking about anything NBA right, NBA wise. Who you got winning this NBA title?
I think there are a couple teams. I think I think you gotta look at the Celtics.
You
You
got a
gotta look at
breakdown of this?
yeah, the Celtics. I think well, the West is stacked. Dallas, Denver,
Yeah.
Minnesota. I think Minnesota doesn't drop off too much. I think you give
That was a dumb trade. Do you agree with trading Towns for Randall?
yes and no.
Mm.
I think Cat was the odd man out. Pat was the odd man out in
But
Minnesota.
he played great last year.
Yeah, but his salary made him the odd man out. Because there's a new
Okay.
CBA, there's a new salary cap rules, there's this mysterious second apron that nobody wants to avoid unless you're like full in, ready to go.
Right.
So no, I think it'll be give me Celtics Nuggets. I think Celtics over the Nuggets in 6.
That's an interesting call because they did not what the Nuggets finished last year in the Western Conference Finals.
I think something like
Yeah.
that. Semifinals. They will take care of business. And now on to college
Call it.
basketball.
You go ahead and start off with your.
Oh,
You
you
want to
go
do the
play.
Houston Cougars?
Houston Cougars, a team historically known for
Did you say historically
historically
or
known
choking?
for
I mean,
I was gonna be polite and say underachieving, but yes.
can we say NC State 1983? And then every year the last 5 years.
Pretty much, yeah. No, they have I wanna say they get over the hump.
And what? They're not getting into the national championship. You just predict Houston's win the national championship in college basketball. You're saying you're backtracking, aren't you, in your mind?
Not backtracking.
You're not backtracking in your mind.
Nope.
This is gonna come back from you. You're gonna put your. You want us to say Houston Cougars are the national champions?
I think they will be in the running for it.
You know, you said they're going to get over the hump. That's the hump.
As the final 4.
They did go to the Final Four. They went last year.
No, they didn't.
Oh,
They got to the Elite Eight, lost to Duke. Or
you might have went there.
this is football.
Little off. Wrong sport.
I
They're
just
not
got
definitely not winning anything in football. Football left town about the same time Florida State's championship season left town.
Oh, they made it to the Sweet 16, but
Okay,
they did lose to Duke.
my fault.
Um, I think ceiling is Final Four. I think the floor is Sweet 16.
Okay.
I did somewhere in that range is realistic, but I think they will be in the running. They are the number 4 team in the country. They are in a stacked Big 12. So we'll see that. I mean, they are play Auburn, Alabama, Rutgers.
They always play a tough schedule non-conference
They
wise.
do, they do, and they have played Kansas.
What's Rutgers ranked this year? Are they going to be ranked?
25th.
Okay, they must have something going on for them. They always have. Even that coach up there has been building for something for a while.
Yeah, and Cincinnati, Baylor. They'll play Kansas twice, Baylor twice.
Have you seen that Maui bracket? That thing is going to be crazy. Iowa State is fifth in the country, and they're going to be a semifinal. You know what I'm saying? They're in that bracket with Carolina, Kentucky, and Connecticut. That's going to be a wild tournament. Can we just, and Auburn too. Goodness gracious! Can we just go ahead and simulate through that game?
Oopsies. That'll be.
That's a massive tournament right there.
That's a massive tournament in Maui.
So you got Houston sealing Final Four and the Sweet 16. All right, since I like to talk about the Carolina team, so we're going to finish up the Big Four with Wake Forest, who is actually the third in the poll in the ACC. Which another sad story. The best the best of the 3 sports for the ACC is now baseball. That's sad, isn't it?
Let's see what happens.
You don't think you're supposed to respond with this? That's sad. It is sad that baseball is the best sport in the ACC.
I'm so sorry. You're right. It is so
Yes, sir, Blake. You're right. Say it.
Yes, sir, Blake.
He said it on TV. Oh my goodness! But it is really because if you grow up like I grew up in ACC country, where in the '90s you couldn't. There was 8 teams in the conference that were great, and there was only 9 teams in the conference. Now it's 2 teams and there's 20 in the conference. That's sad. That is sad. I never. You told me in the '90s that baseball would have been the number one sport in the ACC. I told you you're probably on drugs. But Wake Forest, back to the Demon Deacons, I think they're have a real chance to do something. I'm not sure how far or what, but they have a tough schedule. They got Michigan at the Coliseum, Greensboro Coliseum. Play Xavier on the road, which might be pretty. Xavier might be all right this year with Coach Miller trying to get it back to where it used to be. They go down to Gainesville to take on Florida 2 days from when Florida State and Florida play in football. They play A&M this year in the SEC ACC Challenge. That's one problem about being good. You're going to end up playing somebody good in the ACC Challenge. You know,
Yes.
and then they start off the ACC schedule with Boston College, and then they dive into the ACC early. They got Clemson on the road on the before Christmas, and then on New Year's Eve they play Syracuse. That's kind of early.
Yeah.
I don't think Carolina starts till after New Year's in the ACC, or Duke don't either. Then we might end up doing a road show at Wake Forest. That might be a fun one. Carolina and Wake Forest. It's
Oh,
gonna
on the
be tough.
21st. Yeah.
It's gonna be tough to find tickets to that probably, and it's also a 9 o'clock start. But we might can squeak that one out. You know what I do want to try to do? Somehow, some way, we got to get to Raleigh for State and Carolina.
I'll look into it.
That'd be fun. And who's your team in basketball again? Number one team.
Tennessee.
Okay.
Well, the UNCG, obviously.
The Spark. You don't even go there no more. Anyway, sorry. I'm gonna let the cat in the bag. Back in the bag.
Sorry, Pooh, you have to go back in the bag.
And then they play Duke on the 25th of January at home. Then they
That's a game
play
that Duke may lose.
in,
They
in,
always struggle in Winston.
in February. If they're in trouble, if they need some wins to gain some momentum for the tournament, February really is not got any big games at all in that month. So if they need wins to make the tournament, that February is a big time month for them. They don't play really any top teams. And NC State on the road, that will be a tough game. It's a rivalry game. Then they finish up with Notre Dame. They play at Duke and they play Georgia Tech. So really, February and March for Wake Forest could be where they say if they need to win games for the tournament, that's where they go to get it. So my ceiling for Wake Forest is a Sweet 16. My low level for Wake Forest, and it pains me to say this because right now in my mind, I'm seeing 2 or 3 teams making the NCAA tournament from the ACC. Duke, Carolina, and maybe Wake Forest right off the top. So I think they can miss the tournament altogether.
They think if they're struggling by February, they ain't going to the tournament.
Really?
I think it's what you said. They have no wins in February. No good team.
But they can win every game.
That wouldn't be enough. They're struggling by that point. They don't have a resume builder.
Well, that's right. I'm not saying struggling. I'm saying if they're on the bubble.
Yeah, but
to
they
win
won't.
every game out the rest of the season, I think that gets them in.
They'd have to beat Duke if they're on the bubble. Come the start of March, they'll have to win at Duke.
Right. Okay, I got you. And so next week we're 1 week away. Next week we'll be 1 week away from the start of the NCAA basketball season. So we might do some predictions for the season real quick. What conference do you want to touch in the predictions? SEC and ACC mainly?
We do, yeah.
And then maybe Final Four picks if we can figure that out.
If we can get to that.
Sure. And so the next week, guess what next week is, William? Ooh, our Halloween show.
Yes, in Kentucky. Well, I guess that is.
Well, it might be a Halloween show, and for another reason after the Miami Florida State game. You might just see me back here hanging from the rafters somewhere.
We don't mean that in a nice way.
No, we do not.
He'll bring some Kleenex.
It's gonna be sad. I ain't gonna admit I told William this on Saturday night. Friday night. I almost cried watching that game.
I almost cried too.
In a different way.
Tears of joy.
And it is good to see Duke win their first game against Florida State.
Yes.
And remember, I know how to pick up chicks.
Sure. Sure.
Anything else you want to touch tonight, William?
I think we're good for this week. We will see y'all in a week.
Thank you for all your support. 10 shows in. We hope to be here for many years to come, many shows to come. But for the first 10 weeks, we had our first road show. We're going to plan another road show hopefully pretty soon, right, William? I
Absolutely.
would like to, go to a Carolina game. You know what sucks with William? We looked at the tickets for Duke Durham, Cameron Indoor, and it's $120 for a main ticket to Cameron Indoor.
We'll figure all that out, and when we do decide about something, we will let you
Definitely let
know
you know.
through our social medias, which you can follow us on. We're on YouTube, we are on Threads, we are on Instagram, we're here on Facebook, and we will also see y'all in a week. Go Vols.
Go Knowles. Antares. Basketball.